Hello, everybody. Today I'm here with the final set of levels for the new Dr. Mario World update. I'm just so thankful to be done. But of course, as I'm done, I have to look back at this dreadful stage, which by far took me the longest out of any of the stages in this set. And really, any person could say that one of these levels took them as the longest out of any of them, because they were all just that annoying and difficult. But my strategy was to bring in Wendy and just bring in King Boo and just rely on King Boo triggering on a good round so I can get enough points to get 3 stars. It is pretty easy to beat it normally, but to get 3 stars can be really hard. And King Boo is, in my eyes, the easiest way to just do it, even though it took forever to get him to actually trigger on the right time. But other than that, the strategy at that point is getting rid of all the viruses, because Wendy will not be doing that for you. And then working on getting the couple of blocks in the middle where those color crates are, because Wendy most likely will not clear all those for you. Or she will, but it'll take her a lot of uses of her skill, and by that point you're not going to get 3 stars. So it's really important to get in there and at least hit it once or twice in that middle section. Because every other section kind of gets hit, other than where those colored crates are, just because there are some viruses on the other sides. And it takes a lot of colors, and you might feel like you have a lot of capsules remaining, but it just really whittles it down once you're at this point. And whenever you can get the viruses, if you had them bubbled in that corner, go for it. Make sure to not rebubble them. It's a pretty big waste. And then you saw I just got King Boo, so I was like, alright, I really need to make this matter. I just need to get a pretty good amount of capsules. And I end with... oh, we're still going. So I was really scared at this point, but I was about to finish it here. We get a couple more points and I finish it with 5 with a pretty good amount of points. Like, that's the highest I think I got without adding up the amount you have left over. And I think around 30,000 is the cutoff as well, so that was really close, and I'm just happy that we're done. And sorry for the editing mistake. I think I have everything else pretty well worked out, but that was my bad. This level is not so bad. I think it's another one where it's pretty easy to beat, but you might not get 3 stars on it. And I believe this is the one that I brought in Thwomp and Bob-omb. I think so. Just because there aren't that many viruses on stage, so it's the best way to get extra points. And a lot of the stage is just doing the same thing over and over and over again. So there are these purple coins here that you're kind of wanting to focus on, and you notice some stuff starts to end up in cages, and there are some like hidden purple coins a little further down where I'm heading right now. It's kind of hard to explain. It's basically in the middle. You can see one just popped up there. There's another one right there, and you're going to want to get those so that, yeah, as you progress you can get rid of the other coins as well. It's actually pretty necessary to do so. And then in the middle section, where I'm bringing down these blues right now, you really just need to make sure you get either a single capsule or a capsule with 2 of the same color wedged in that area at all times, because that can keep the momentum going. And if you place down a single capsule, then you're not wasting another single capsule by just putting down a double. I feel like that was a pretty bad explanation, but just follow how I do it, I guess. So I bring down this blue next, I would assume. And if ever you get a color that you're not really keen on, you'll probably have some stuff left over, like I have that one coin over here, so I bring down these reds to deal with that. And then we bring down the greens next, because I got some greens going. Got another double green that I'm bringing down. And then the final section of this is just getting the few viruses in the corner. And like in my situation, I do not need reds at all. If you get a bunch of reds, just clear them to get a couple more points, and then just get them done with as few capsules as possible. Now right here, I could have gotten some points with these reds, but I messed it up, so I'm just really nervous I'm not gonna have enough, but I go for it anyways, and 9 was enough, thankfully. It does not look like enough really, but you can see with those 2 adding up to it, it was enough. I have no idea how close I was, but it did not look like I was going to make it. And yet, with those 2 extra point boosting assistance. It worked out. Now this one is pretty crazy. They only give you 13 capsules. Now obviously with Wario you get like maybe 6 more, maybe even 9 more, but probably 6. And you just gotta be as careful as possible. You need to use as little as you can, and there are gonna be some bubbled viruses that are kind of messing it up, like that blue one that's falling right now. The way I deal with it was got in between the reds and destroyed them by themselves. Now the blue is falling onto more blues, which makes it easier to clear later. And then we have to do the same on the left side. Now luckily on the left side we didn't have that situation. We have 3 reds lined up and 2 blues, and that's just kind of the luck of the draw. It's not always going to be the 3 reds lined up like that. And the middle section can be kind of annoying as well. That's another one where I had a blue on top. And I think I just end up letting it fall. If you use a blue and green capsule in that spot, then it will land on a blue anyways. That's what I would recommend doing. Or just placing a blue down there and then putting a green in between. Just because you want to get to that green somehow. And we still have 10 capsules left. I think this one is another problem where you just need to have a good amount at the end as well to actually get the 3 stars. I don't remember, did I bring in King Boo? I guess we'll have to see. Because it does not look like I'm going to get enough points at this time. I really did not remember, but we'll have to see here. And I'm almost done here. We bring down these. Oh, that gave me a good amount of points. So, okay, we don't get King Boo. I think I actually brought in King Boo, but it didn't matter. And then we end it with 4, which was enough to get 3 stars. You don't need a lot of points for that one, but if you only end with like 1 capsule, it might be pretty hard to get through those 3 stars. Just keep that in mind as well. This one we brought in King Boo. I cannot remember if he triggers. I don't think he does. Maybe he does. We'll have to wait and see again. But you kind of just have to try and get lucky with these sections here, and I got really lucky this time around, just coincidentally, because those fogged ones are random every time, and it's also random what's in these blocks at the bottom here. Like a red might be next to, sorry, I think I said locks, the blocks. A red one might be next to the lock, but it might not be. In my case, there's 1 next to it. You'd want to get 2 next to it, but that doesn't always happen. And then just get that red lock out of there. It's also nice to get that key to fall into the door as soon as you can. I guess it's not even a requirement of the stage, but obviously it's just gonna happen. I didn't even think about this. You don't have to clear all the viruses. I feel a bit foolish now. Maybe you do. Maybe there's a blue coin behind every one. So in actuality, you do have to. But go for those cannons as soon as you can. I think I end up leaving that 1 cannon for quite a while, and it kind of messes me up a little bit. But seriously, just go for the cannons right away. And obviously don't forget about these colored crates. I kind of forgot about them and work up to them later. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background as well. It's my bad, I guess. Not much I can do about it. And once you get rid of those colored crates, then you gotta start hitting the blocks. If you've triggered the cannon, it should only be, what is it, 3 times? I think so. And again, on the left side, I still haven't triggered that cannon, so what I end up doing is hitting it as many times as I think is good, and then I trigger the cannon, and it ends up, well, you'll see. I end up doing it a little bit wrong and almost messing myself up. This one is one that you shouldn't have to worry about getting 3 stars on. By completing it, you should just get 3 stars. That's what it feels like, to me at least, especially if you bring in point boosting assistance. And so it's just the best way to ensure that that works out. And then we have a bunch of stuff here that we can just start getting some points as well. I think I'm just doing that to try and get Wario's skill. Which I don't even know if we get Wario's skill or not. I do not believe King Boo triggered. I've been watching and I don't think it actually did. But with Wario's one last skill, we're able to build back up one last time to get that block that was left behind. Like I said, I kind of messed up, thought I'd hit it enough. Apparently that was not the case. Could have cleared it a lot easier, but it still worked out. So let's move on to the final section here. And this, as the trend has been with all these levels, I get Toad's extra 3 here, and I do not remember if that influences it at all, so we'll just have to play it by ear. But as I always say, you know, with the right amount of luck, right amount of skill, that Toad's thing doesn't really matter. Or if you're having a hard time beating it, you'll get Toad's thing eventually anyways. And I would say this is another one where you're going to get it 3 stars just by clearing it. So immediately just going for the locks. I also make sure to clear as many green coins as I can as I go. Sometimes there's a green virus over that green lock, and in this case there was not one. So it makes it a little bit harder to get that green lock, but not in most, but sometimes that one will be really easy to get. Just unfortunately this round that did not happen. So we gotta do a little bit more work. And I bring in Yoshi, I didn't even mention this, but I brought him in. I was trying Wario, it just did not seem good enough. And I guess in hindsight Wario probably would work just as well. But Yoshi works fine too. And he's really nice because when you get towards the end, you might want him to clear the ones near the bubblers, just so you don't activate them any more than you already have. Those bubblers can really make or break a round as well, just because you have so few capsules to work with again. And I would definitely recommend working on the purple coins as you go as well, just to get them out of the way. I always just prefer to get them out, and then you're left with everything else. And you can see I have all the purple coins, all the green coins, they're all dealt with. I just have viruses left, so Yoshi just starts working on them. He got rid of one of the ones near the bubblers, which is exactly what I wanted him to do. And then we just need to be as efficient as possible. Like I said, I'm definitely going to get 3 stars. And I forgot to mention, because you're going to get 3 stars, I did not bring in point boosting assistants and brought in King Boo and Bomb Boo. If you get one of them to trigger, it's pretty likely that you're going to end up winning. And as you saw, King Boo triggered. I don't know just how much Toad would affect that, but you could see there, I never made it down to 3 at all. Again, I don't know how Toad affects if I would have gotten King Boo to trigger or not. I have no idea, but if you can get King Boo to trigger, you should be fine regardless. So there we go, we've beaten it, and we get to see all the penguins here. This honestly just felt like a chore after a while, and I'm just happy to be done with this chore. And we get to do the skill summit next week as well, so hopefully that goes a little bit better. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.